Morning! We've just parked up on the A591 at Dunmail Raise, where we're heading for Raise Beck at the moment. From Raise Beck we're going to head up to Grisedale Tarn. We're going to pass the Tarn, head back down the valley a little bit to Ruthwaite Climbing Hut, where we're going to pick up Dollywagon Pike's East Ridge, or the tongue as it's called on the map, and then we're going to summit Dollywaggon Pike and probably come back down the zigzags to the Tarn, where hopefully we'll get a dip in the Tarn if it's hot. The weather forecast today is going to be over 30 degrees, so we've set off early. It's about 7:15 now. It's going to be a warm one, so we've picked a small route with a lot of water. Just me and Billy today. There he is, raring to go. Well, maybe not. So I've just started my ascent into Raise Beck now, and the sun's up. It's in my eyes. I would say the temperature's just risen about 10 degrees in the last 5 minutes. It's probably in the 20s now. It was 18 degrees when I left the car. I picked this route today for Billy because of the temperature. You know, the high fells, the big long horseshoe walks are bone dry now. No place for a dog when that temperature gets up into the 30s or the 90s. So I know the lakes pretty well. I can always find somewhere where we're going to find water or a tarn, and this is perfect. Loads of water on this walk for him and me. So if you're ever up here on a hot day and you fancy a dip, this pool here is about 4 feet wide by about 10 foot long, and I'm almost certain it's probably about 10 feet deep as well. I just cannot see the bottom of this pool. I've never actually looked at this one before in the past because it's usually full of water where I'm standing. But I'm standing here and I've just put my stick in, just vanished. I may be in this one later, although I'm a little bit scared of this because I just don't know how deep it is. It could be a cave or anything. That's the one down there. That's our plunge pool for later. I can see the bottom of that one. That one looks about 4 or 5 foot deep. So that's us up at the top of Raise Beck, and we're just going to drop down into Grisedale Tarn, which is just here ahead of me. In front of Grisedale Tarn we've got routes up onto Fairfield, Pike and St Sunders Crag. Dropping back round onto my side, we've got Dollywagon Pike here where we're going to head, and if we swing right round we've got Seat Sandal here. We'll traverse this path above Grisedale Tarn till we get to the end there, and from the end there that'll drop us into the valley of Grisedale, which would eventually take you to Patterdale, but we're not going down that far. We're going to go to Ruthwaite Climbing Hut, where we're going to pick up that east ridge onto Dollywagon Pike and then come back up and over the summit and back down to this point. We're just at the head of the tarn now. Someone down there has been having a wild camp, they're just packing up. Come on. That's the valley of Grisedale. Eventually that will lead you into Patterdale. We're going to drop down a bit further till we get past this tongue, and then we'll find the climbing hut, and then we'll start our ascent up the east ridge. The climbing hut should just be around this corner. There it is. We're going to head up there into this combe, and then eventually we're going to find the bottom of the ridge. We're going to head up there. But first we're going to get some shade here behind the hut and have a nice drink. The path runs up along the left hand side of this little gill, which is nice because we can get to it and we can get some water. There's a few disused levels around this little area here. I'm not really looking for them, but I think there might be one over here. We'll go and have a look. Come here, Billy. Come here. No, it's not a level, but it's a bit of water. So we've got up the steep section of Ruthwaite Cove, and at this point we're going to start bearing left and head up the hill. We're going to head up in between these two crags here. There's a grassy rake there. That's where we're heading for, and that'll put us on the tongue or the east ridge of Dollywagon Pike. Here's a rock star. Ooh. Good boy. You warm? Me too. Look at that. The perfect gateway through these crags. We get through that gateway and we're going to take a right, which should put us on the ridge. That's behind me. It's as steep as hell. Mostly grass, but as we've neared the top here, we've got in a bit of scree and a few rocks, but nothing difficult. Well, so far that is anyhow. That's us at the top of the rake, where we're going to take that right, head up the ridge. That's the ridge there, or the tongue. It'll take us directly to the summit of Dollywaggon Pike. That's Nethermost Pike's East Ridge. Takes you directly to the summit of Nethermost Pike. I've got a walk I did in the winter last year, heading up there, and then a descended striding edge, which is up there behind it. It was a great walk. We had a bit of snow that day and a bit of ice. It's on YouTube. There's the climbing lodge down there we came up from. Just there, I think it is. And there's our ridge. almost at the top of the tongue now. Absolutely beautiful. Look at them views behind me. There's Hard Tarn over there. It sits on a terrace. It's a beautiful little tarn. It's not very deep, it's got a rock bottom and it's always very clean. It's south facing, so it heats up like a swimming pool. Imagine that for a wild camp. Perfect. There is no path up to there as such, but you can get at it from Nethermost Pike's East Ridge. Dollywagon Pike summit, 858 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt and a Nuttall. We're going to drop down off the plateau to the post and then we're going to head down the zigzaggy path to Grisedale Tarn and then back down Raise Beck, the way we came this morning. The oasis awaits us, Billy lad. Look at that. Rockstar's desperate to get in there. As I came down the zigzag path there, I came out the wind. It's absolutely sweltering. But I had to keep moving because the path was absolutely alive with horseflies. They were landing on me. I stopped to talk to a guy and he said, just be aware there's 5 or 6 flies on your back and on your shoulders. You know, them buggers bite through your t-shirt, them like, and they hurt. Luckily I haven't been bit. I stopped and I completely covered myself in jungle juice or jungle formula or whatever it is. You know, that insect repellent stuff. Seems really good. It seems to have done the job, but yeah, at one point there I was covered in them. It was lovely and cool on the summit there of Dollywagon Pike. There must have been 20-25 mile an hour wind cooling things down, but I'm back down here by the tarn. Billy's in the tarn again down there, and it is absolutely sweltering. It must be at least 30 degrees. The flies are bad, so I can't even stop. The horse flies. Whew! Need to get to that beck. Go on, come on, come on. We're heading back down Raise Beck now. Back near the water for Billy. So there, the only place we didn't have any water was heading up that east ridge and on the plateau of Dollywaggon Pike. It was pretty dry up there, but there was water all the way up to the climbing hut, and then past the climbing hut there's been water all the way up and down Raise Beck here. So yeah, it's been the perfect kind of walk for a dog when that temperature gets up there in the late 20s and 30s. You really don't want to be on somewhere like the Howgills or Kentmere, Horseshoe, something like that. You know, some of these places are absolutely brutal when it gets hot. You know, kind of like to stay near the water. Always feel a little bit more confident that Billy's not going to get poorly in the weather because it gets too hot. He's definitely more of a winter mountain dog. Wow, look at that. That's the one for me. I'm going to clamber down that bank and we're going in. It's so hot. Let's get in among it. Go on, Billy lad. Down here.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm. Before sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Well, what can I say? That was absolute heaven. Billy's still in there, look. Looking for stones. seat at the bottom of a waterfall pool now. It's definitely, I'd say, about 10 foot deep. I'm not going in there, I'll never get out. Well, that was a lovely refreshing dip. We're going to plod the remainder of the way down Raise Beck and back to the car. So I'm going to wrap my video up here. I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye from me, and bye from the rock star. He's down there, look.